All right, we're looking at Module 7, and this is day 1 of Module 7. For Module 7, our learning target is you can identify parent functions and any transformations that have been applied to them. Our day 1 success criteria, we're just going to identify parent functions that by their graphs, the equations, and the names. So that is our big goal today, is to make sure you guys know all the parent functions and their graphs, by their graphs, their equations, and their names. So what we're going to do is, I've got this, if you're following along with notes, I've got all these different equations that are going to create different shapes or different unique characteristics on a graph. And so we want to graph these. I'm going to graph a few of them, enough that you guys get an idea, but you could go through and graph all of them if you'd like. So I've got some of each one of these here in Desmos. So we're going to start with this top one. If I graph that top one, I get this red line here. If I graph this second one, 2 to the x, then I get this blue line. Okay. Green is this x plus 3 to the third. Then I've got the negative x plus 5, that's this purple line. And then the square root of x minus 4 is the blue line. And then I've got 2 absolute value of x plus 5 is this other red line here. So I've got all these different different things, and none of these look the same because they all have different features here. Okay? And these all came from, again, from all of these here. Okay? So these are the 6 different, these all come from 6 different parent functions, but what you need to know is they all form a very, very similar shape. So if we go back to the first one here, x squared minus 5x plus 2, the defining feature is this x squared. And whenever we get this x squared, we're going to get this U-shaped here. Okay? For this second one, it's all about where the x is. The x is now the exponent. So we're going to get this really flat line that's going to grow and then grow really fast. Okay? So that's what the x is, an exponent. For this one, it's all about the power here of 3. So if you notice, it's all about powers right now and what's in there. So when I have this third power, it's going to form this little, I don't know, wiggly line like this. It's always has this middle point here. Okay? This fourth one, you guys should know, this is just a straight line whenever we have x to the first power. This fifth one is this square root feature. Whenever we have the square root feature, it always comes at one point, and then it just keeps on going from there on one side. So notice how it doesn't keep going here. It keeps going the other way. And then this last one, it's all about those absolute value lines. So we're going to get this V shape from that. Okay? So to kind of tie this up, everything with a square on it, like these right here, this one here, this one here, these are tight together, sorry. That one there. All of those are going to form, again, that U shape. So we're going to call this first group, well, we're going to have this first group is going to be my x squared, and we're going to form this U shape. And again, all of those that are in black are going to form this. Again, I have a U shape here if you want to have that kind of be your characteristic. And it's all these black ones that I've circled here. Okay? All right. Moving on to the next group. Let's just start here. Anytime we have an x as a squared, that's going to be another group. Okay? So there's a few of them within. And we'll just color code these so you guys can see them as well. So those ones here, so anything with something to the x. I'm just going to put a to the x, but it's that shape. And these are going to be that flat line that's going to grow really fast here. Okay. Again, characteristic, it has it's flat and then it increases. If you want to think of it that way. Okay, next one, we'll just take this one with the third power. So anything with a third power is going to be this next one. Any of those right there. Again, this is going to be my x to the third. These are going to form this little wiggle here. So however you want to look at it that way as well, you can put those, and all these orange are part of that explanation. So again, this one goes up to down, I guess, with a little wiggle. So however you want to describe it. Up and, not up to down, but up and down, because sometimes it can be going the other way. Okay. Again, these characteristics, you guys can just explain how you have those at all as well. Let's look at these ones with anything with x to the first power, which are going to be all these in green right here. And so this fourth group would just be x. These are going to form straight lines. So these are, again, straight lines, people. No curve at all within those ones. Okay. Again, our fifth group, we'll do anything with a root on it. So anything that has this square root here. And specifically, these are square roots. So this is going to be like x square root of x. Again, these are going to start one spot and then go one direction. So it, again, starts and goes one direction. Okay? And then my very, very last group that I have here is anything within absolute value here. So any of these that are in brown will just go like this, two lines here, absolute value. These form this V shaped. So this is V shaped. Okay. All right, so this is great. We're seeing this pattern as we graph them, but let's tie them all in. So again, remember our goal is to know by their graph, by their equation, and to be able to recognize those as we go. Okay. So if I look here, I have 6 of them, and that's what I've got. That's what I've got here as well, so that you guys can see this. So our group names, we'll start with the most base one to start with, okay? We're going to start with a linear, okay? So our linear is going to be our first, again, our first group name. And the equation is just going to be x for the parent function. So it's y equals x. Okay, so again, if we were to go back into here and we were to just graph that y equals x, it's going to form this nice straight line that goes right through the center of 0, 0, and that's what we're looking for. Okay, so again, the graph is going to go right through here, just like so. And that's our parent function. That's the name, the equation, and the graph. And anything that forms a straight line, there's going to be some sort of transformation with it, just like everything else. So this fourth one right here, this is a linear as well. It's just been, there's been some transformations, been shifted and moved and reflected and all that kind of stuff. Okay? All right? My next group, we'll go with quadratic. And this equation is y equals x to the second power. Okay? And anything with that second power, if you guys remember, from up here, it has that U shape. And specifically, if we just go x squared, it's going to form this U shape as well. And notice where the center is. at the origin here at 0, 0. So this one's graph, again, is going to go, a real rough sketch of this should just go like this and have this U shape here. Okay. Next one we're going to use is what we call a cubic. Cubic is y equals x to the third. Again, its base shape, if you change that to third, is going to be this down to up. And again, it's going to go right through that middle for that. This never actually goes flat. It's climbing. So don't ever think this goes flat. It just gets very, very, I guess, flat-ish at the center there. So this is just going to climb like so with that little bit of wiggle with that. Okay. All right, we good with that? Okay, next one we're going to use is what we call an exponential. And the equation for this is going to be y equals, again, some base number, and I'm going to go b to the x. This b can be, it's got to be a number that's not 1. So it can be 2 to the x, or 3 to the x, or 4 to the x, or 5 to the x, or any of that stuff. It can have any of that that goes with it. Okay. This one's shape is this one right up here, actually. And what I want you to notice is it goes through this point at 0, 1 every time. So it gets really, really close. It's not going to actually cross the x-axis, but it's going to get really close. And then it's going to cross through that 0, 1 and then get bigger quite a bit faster. So again, it's going to go through this point right here. It's going to be really close to this x-axis. And then it's going to climb fast like that. Okay? So that would be your exponential. Okay, my last couple here. This next one is a square root. And that'll be, the base equation will be y equals square root of x. Again, if we go into this and graph that, just so you guys can again see this. There we go. It's going to start at this point 0, 0, and then it's going to go one direction. Okay, I call this the story of my life function because it starts here and it goes one direction. So again, this is going to be at 0, 0, and then it's going to continue that way forever and ever. Okay, and then our last one is what we call our absolute value function, and that's going to be y equals the absolute value of x. And again, we've seen this one, but this one just is this V shape, and again, this point is going to be at 0, 0 as well for that. Okay, so as you guys go through this, you guys just need to be able to recognize this. So literally, I just need you to be able to come up here and be like, oh, this one has a square root, so it's a square root function. This one has the highest power of 3, so it's a cubic. Or that's what its parent function. So you should have a general idea of what shape they have based on those characteristics as well as they go. So that's, you just got to look and recognize and know what the equation for the parent function. These are the base functions before you start shifting them or moving them. Okay? All right. We'll see you. Bye.